Welcome back. It's time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm Chris Wright, your host, along with John Garlick from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, Chris. Hey, everybody.
All right. So how did we do this week?
Count this week, seven. That would be one a day, all the way up to 3,171 people placed behind bars, brought to justice because the citizens of Calhoun County are out there helping this be a safer place.
And you know, one more thing you can do to share this information, we've got the Facebook videos that you can share from the Facebook page, but you can also go to the TV24 website, and they actually have this show on there every week, the entire show on YouTube. So you can take that if you want to and post that on your Facebook page or wherever you want to put it and share it for more and more people to see.
Wow, I'm going to post that on my Facebook page, and you guys should too.
All right. Today is National Dog Day. Did you know that?
Woof, I didn't know that. Very good.
So, in honor of National Dog Day, we would suggest that people obviously obey all the He played Snoopy, by the way, at one point, and that's still the role that I will always, a star of many stage appearances in local theater, but Snoopy will always be the role that you will be known for.
It was one of my favorite roles.
And you still look like him.
I got to be on stage and make the machine gun sound. That's just cool.
Do you get called out for a lot of incidents involving dogs?
We do. Animals running loose, allowing dogs to run at large is the law. We have a tremendous problem with that in Calhoun County. It seems that people just can't keep their control of their animals, and they're out and some of them are mean, some of them are getting into other people's yards and destroying property or wounding cats or other animals, and it's a serious problem. And so I guess it'd be appropriate to say on National Dog Day to get a fence, keep your animals inside your yard, put them on a leash when you're walking them, and take
Sometimes a fence doesn't do it.
Sometimes a fence doesn't do it.
One of my friends that lives in our neighborhood put up a fence. They've got a dog that is Houdini. I mean, this dog can get out of anything. And they did the fence. They dug under the fence and did all these kind of things. Everything you could possibly think of, the dog's still getting out. And the animal control came out and put up a cage attached to our fence, which I didn't like, and ended up trapping him. We always look forward to his visits. Our dog Hershey loved to see Jack come by, but our neighbors right behind us didn't feel the same way, unfortunately.
It's a real problem, and it's not healthy for anybody's pet to be out running around and running free. So we really need people to take charge of that. You can get arrested for it. It's a fine, it's a violation. If you don't do your job and keep your dog up, you can go to jail.
And certainly your dog can get arrested for it.
And your dog can get picked up and brought to the pound, and that's not a pleasant experience either. But it really is. It's a serious problem.
It is.
In Calhoun County, throughout the county.
All right. Don't forget to spay and neuter as well. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Congratulations, Sheriff Amerson, John Garlick, and Matthew Wade, my friends, for 10 years of Calhoun County's Most Wanted and over 3,000 arrests. Way to go, guys.
Congratulations, Calhoun County's Most Wanted and Crime Stoppers, for 10 great years. And thank you to the citizens of Calhoun County for putting 3,000 people behind the bars. Yay!
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, Jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead,
drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, Sad.
Just lost.
But now I am
Sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston with Family Links, and this is the Parenting Tip of the Week. Every parent of an acting out child knows that once your child has a reputation for being a troublemaker at school, it's very difficult to undo that label. That's because your child becomes the label. When the teacher looks at him, she often just sees a troublemaker. Sadly, it's very hard to change that image because even when your child tries harder, the label is reinforced when he slips up. And then he's really got problems because not only is he still a troublemaker, now he's seen as a manipulator too. We all know that labels are assigned all the time and that they don't help the problem. School teachers, being human, will label kids. Make no mistake, teachers talk and are well aware of who the troublemakers are before they get to their class at the beginning of the year. After all, it's part of their job to anticipate the behavioral issues they will be dealing with in their classroom and try to plan for them. I always advise parents to be honest with themselves about their child's behavior. Yes, it's important to assert yourself as a parent and advocate for your child at school, but it's also vital to your child's development that you not defend him when he's in the wrong. So if your child is known as a school troublemaker and is disruptive and rude in class, it's very important that you acknowledge that. Parents need to have an open mind about their children so they can help the school in changing their behavior. Don't forget, for many parents of kids with behavior problems, it's easier to fight with the school than it is to change their child. And when you do that, this only succeeds in letting your child off the hook, when in reality what they really need is to learn how to change their behavior. So what can you do? I recommend you let your child's teacher know how you deal with behavior at home. I think if your child has a history of behavior problems, you want to meet with that teacher early on in the year and say, I know that my child can be disruptive, and this is how we deal with it at home. And if there's any way we can help you, please let us know. Certainly you should tell a teacher what works at home and what doesn't work at home. This doesn't mean you're limiting them, rather you're helping them be more effective with your child's behavior in the classroom. So if you have specific techniques you use, then share them. It is crucial that you're able to communicate with your child's teacher and the school. I think if you can develop a working relationship around a child who has behavioral problems, it becomes a lot easier to support that teacher in his or her efforts. Remember, the bottom line is what is best for your child may not feel best for your ego, but that is what's best for your child. For more information and parenting assistance, please call Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up on our lineup this week, Dennis Tippins. Mr. Tippins, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation revocation on assault second. And this is Lamont Ashford. Mr. Ashford, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana first and probation violations for possession of marijuana first and possession of a forged instrument second. And here is Anthony Broom. Mr. Broom, last known to be living in Atala, Georgia. He's wanted for failure to appear in possession and receipt of a controlled substance, failure to appear in possession of marijuana second, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And meet Michael Albright. Mr. Albright, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted on a bond revocation for a person forbidden to possess a pistol. And meet Licia Jones. Miss Jones, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for trying to tamper with a witness. And here is Timothy Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for NWNI. That's writing a lot of bad checks, folks. And last up for the first half of our lineup, Miss Frances Israel. Miss Israel, last known to be living in Jacksonville, she's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property third. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
All right, we'll have more bad guys for you here in just a few moments, but right now we want to introduce you to a lady who will in all likelihood soon be the newest judge in Calhoun and Cleburne counties, Peggy Miller-Lacher. Congratulations on your primary victory a few months ago.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm very excited about the possibility of going into office.
Of course, you did win the Republican primary for family court judge. There is no Democratic candidate, so in all likelihood, you will end up taking over that job.
That's
correct. Obviously, you've been spending some time now preparing for that.
I have. I'm trying to kind of close down the existing files that I have open in my office, and I've been trying to read up on everything I can read up on There's several boards that I've been asked to be on, and I've gone to them, been doing a little research here and there on what I'll need to come in and be prepared for. I'm super excited about a lot of the changes and a lot of the things that we're going to be able to do.
Well, let's just talk about the position itself for a moment. Family court judge and presiding family court judge, if I'm correct.
That's correct.
So what does that mean you're going to be doing?
That means that I'll be handling family court cases along with our other family court judge. The other family court judge is Laura Phillips. She's been on the bench for a long period of time, and obviously she'll be there to help and to guide me and whatnot. But I'll be handling divorce cases, custody modification cases, child support cases, delinquency cases, dependency cases, adult protective supervision. There's a large area of cases that are handled by family court, but all of those cases relate to your family.
And basically these are the same things that you've been doing throughout your career, just from a different side.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, I've got 18 years, almost 19 years, be 19 in October, practicing family court law. So I'll just have a different hat on.
All right, so what's going to be the hardest part of that transition, do you think?
The hardest part is probably going to be only getting the information that is given to you in court and not being able to sit down and talk to and ask all the questions that I typically ask of my clients before we get into court. And I've done some mediations, and I've done some, been the referee on a couple of cases, and one of the things that was amazing to me is that a lot of attorneys will start off assuming that the judge already knows their facts, and they'll talk about, you know, this person or that person, and as when you're sitting there, you're thinking, well, who is this person? Is that the child? Is that the plaintiff? Is that the defendant? So that's going to be a transition for me, just, you know, everybody getting to learn how I want things presented, and me learning the facts of the case and getting all the information that I need from the attorneys.
And John, pretty much everything else stems out of the family, so family court, a hugely essential role in keeping our community safe.
Oh, absolutely. You know, family court can have such an impact in the lives of the family, referring them for services and holding parents accountable and holding kids accountable. And then, of course, the ever-present getting kids, if they need to be in protected environments. And,
absolutely.
You know, it's all about keeping the kids safe and keeping them off the streets and out of our facility down the road. So,
and making sure they've got a good home and that they're loved and they're cared for and that they thrive in that environment.
It's really the future of the county is running right through family court. It's an opportunity to really make our future better.
I agree with that.
And I know that working 19 years in this profession, as much as you have respected, I'm sure, the people who have been in those judges' seats in the past, when you work that long doing something, there's always something in your mind that you think we can do a little bit better in this area. What are some things that you're hoping to accomplish?
Well, drug court is one thing. Drug court currently is under, it has been under Judge Stettleman. It's now gone back under Judge Phillips. Juveniles and children that have drug addictions and drug problems, I think it is so important to get them help and get them help early and be consistent with it and make sure that they have a good program, because this is a pivotal part of their life. They're going to go down a good road or a bad road, and if we can help guide them to go down that correct road, we can change their lives. They can be protective or productive citizens, and I really, really, really want to grow that program and make that program successful.
We've got to take care of the kids.
Got to take care of the kids.
Drugs is a tremendous problem, and heroin's on the rise now in Calhoun County, and that's scary on many levels, because with heroin, we'll now eventually see this other nasty stuff that came out of Russia, crocodile coming in too, and that's killing people. Heroin's killing people too. It's a terrible thing.
I knew about the heroin. I don't know about the crocodile.
Crocodile's a really, really, really inexpensive form of heroin. It's created chemically, and in Europe, Russia, Canada, and some places in Arizona now, we're seeing it, and it's basically gasoline and poison injected into your vein, and it kills you. Your skin falls off, your bare bones, and then you eventually die. It's like less than 2 years and you're dead.
How do you deal with all these things? You go home at night, even as the attorney, not even as the judge, you're taking home all this baggage.
You take it home and you're just really, really grateful that, you know, that it hadn't touched my family and it hadn't touched the people that I love, but it has touched so many people that is out there, and it can touch anyone that is out there, and that's why it's so important to be able to get the help and get quality help and get it quickly.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, We have more to discuss with Peggy Miller-Lacher, and we will have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Congratulations on Calhoun County Most Wanted and Crime Stoppers for 10 years on the air and 3,000 arrests.
Congratulations to Calhoun County's Most Wanted, 10 years on the air, and the Crime Stoppers for their 3,000 arrests. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup this week. First up this half, Jason Westfall. Mr. Westfall, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for writing multiple bad checks. And here's another bad check writer, James Johnson, last known to be living in Alexandria. And take a look at Santeresa Davis. Miss Davis, last known to be living in Anniston. She's also wanted for writing a lot of bad checks. And this is Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And here's Michael Simmons. Mr. Simmons, last known to be living in Oxford. He's also wanted for failure to pay child support, another deadbeat dad. And last up in our lineup this week, Fred Rucker. Mr. Rucker, last known to be living in Anniston. Yes, he's also wanted for failure to pay child support. We end with a deadbeat dad. And that's our lineup for this week. If you know anything about the whereabouts of these people, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers 256-238-1414.
All right, we are back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We'll have the Crazy Criminal of the Week coming up in just a few minutes. Also, the Crime Stoppers segment of the show. Several crimes, unfortunately, that we need your help with this week. But right now, we've been talking with Peggy Miller-Lacher, who won the Republican primary for family court judge in Calhoun and Cleburne County. So running unopposed in the general election coming up in November, preparing to take over as family court judge.
That's
and
correct.
Tina Houston with Family Links joins us as well. Obviously, this change affects Family Links. You work very closely with the court.
Absolutely, and we would like to increase our participation, or we would like to increase that relationship of working with the drug court and create programs that will help to just make drug court much more successful.
And I'm all about helping the children. Tina's been very kind. She's invited me to join the Family Links board, and I've been to one of those meetings so far. I'm impressed with them.
Mm-hmm. And the sheriff, of course, is on that board as well. Been very active
the entire board.
the entire time of Family Links, and that's one of his babies. He loves Family Links and just really likes getting involved with the kids before they become legal problems.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So what more can Family Links do, and can we do as a community to help keep the kids that are, if they're headed in the wrong direction, get them back before they're arrested?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
We want to be able to provide many more programs that address issues, even if there are issues that bring the children into the court system. We'd like to address them before they become a situation that's a much larger situation, such as if a child is referred to court or has to go to the juvenile probation office because of shoplifting. We want to immediately address that by creating a shoplifting program so that that child is not a repeat offender and doesn't have to come back. With speaking with the juvenile probation officers, they address the issue, but they like something a bit more intensive, and so we want to create programs that are more intensive, take some of the load off of the juvenile probation officers because they have so much that they have to do, and we want to be able to create programs that just help youth not be repeat offenders in the court system.
And so much of it is education, Chris, because if the juveniles realize the path that they're going down and they get the education and they know the difference that they can make, they really can turn their lives around.
Mm-hmm. And talking about turning around, the first appearance that a child or an adult makes in a courtroom in many cases is going to be a turning point in their life, and not always in a positive direction. Not always will the outcome of that court case send them back in the right direction. Sometimes it can lead them into a different direction because of some of the people they'll come in contact with in jail and such. What can we do to try to make sure that as often as possible we do get a better person coming out of the court system than what we had going in?
I think it's important to kind of put the fear of God in them initially and make them realize that how continuing down their path and their behavior can be detrimental to them. I also think it's important to give them the education, and I'm all about increasing the punishment. Starting off a little light, assuming that it's not a serious charge, and then if they come back before us, a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger, so that they learn that there are more serious consequences to each action. But if they get an initial appearance before the court that shows them I'm in big trouble and I need to really change my path, they get the education, then maybe we can have something informal to where they're under the jurisdiction and the supervision of the court, but not sent off to DYS or not, incarcerated at detention or something right off the bat. They'll learn their difference and they'll learn their path.
Is a large part of it showing them that even though they've done something bad, that they're not necessarily a bad person, that they still have value in society?
Well, and what juvenile court is all about is it's really not about punishment, it's about change. It's because children are young and they don't always understand the severity of the consequences of their actions. If we can give them the education, change their life, it's all about change. It's all about change.
And we have so many tools in this community that are available to parents and kids that people just don't know about.
And it really is, a lot of it's a parenting issue.
It is.
And somewhere along the line we need to hold the parents accountable for the actions of their children and hold the children accountable too. And that's what Family Links educates parents on how to be more effective parents. It's a challenge. We'd like to get to parents earlier. The earlier you start parenting properly, the better your outcomes are going to be. It's very tough to get them when they're 15 and they've had 15 years of really less than adequate parenting.
One of the things we talked about at one of the last board meetings too is like if a parent is ordered into Parent Project or something along those lines, and a lot of times if it's court ordered, they're there in person, they're filling a seat, but they're not necessarily participating. And as an hopefully incoming judge, I would like to get some feedback about whether or not those parents are actually receiving the information, accepting the information, implementing the information, and making a change. And that's one of the things we talked about is to create some type of situation so that the parents realize, hey, I've got an opportunity here and I need to follow through with it, not just sit in this seat and get my certificate and walk away.
Well, you got a big job ahead of you. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking it on. All right, we will be back in just a few moments. We'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show and our crazy criminal of the week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Congratulations to Calhoun County's Crime Stoppers and the Most Wanted program that airs on the TV all the time, and for being on the air for 10 years, and also for arresting over 3,000 people. Great job, guys.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead,
Drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am,
sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to put your deer stalkers on and help our investigators with these cases. First up on your caseload this week, between August 13th and August 14th, this residence on Mountain Road in Ohatchee was broken into. And on August 15th, this residence on Mud Street in Ohatchee was also broken into. They got away with firearms, costume jewelry, and electronics. And sometime on August 15th, the utility trailer was stolen from this residence on Jamback Road in Anniston. Also on August 15th, this residence on Berry Street in Oxford was broken into. They got away with a television and 2 cell phones. And sometime between August 18th and August 19th, this shop located on Mud Street in Lincoln was broken into. And sometime between June 18th and August 13th, a suspect or suspects broke into the Coosa Valley Riding Club. They got away with 8 air conditioner units, 2 refrigerators, and 2 50-gallon metal barrels. And sometime between August 17th and August 18th, a deer blind and tree stand were stolen from a wooded area located on Halls Chapel Road in Alexandria. And between August 20th and August 21st, a white Ford van was broken into. The van was parked at a residence on Mountain Drive in Jacksonville. They got away with a Bluetooth, TomTom GPS first aid kit, digital service activation meter, and tools were stolen from that vehicle. And between August 22nd and August 23rd, a green and black Kawasaki motorcycle was stolen from an address on Woodruff Street in Anniston. And last up on your caseload this week, on August 21st, a white male driving an early 1990s model Chevrolet truck pulled up at a residence on School Cutoff Road in Jacksonville and loaded a Murray push mower onto the truck. When he was confronted by the homeowner, he jumped into the truck and left, traveling north on William Street. Somebody must know who that was. And if anybody knows anything else about these cases, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
The Crazy Criminal of the Week is sponsored by Systems by Design, Simply Smart Security. Find out how they can protect your home or business at systemsbydesign.org.
All right, John, you've seen the ice bucket challenge, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to raise money for ALS by dumping ice cold water over their heads. Yeah. This is also helping us fight crime, apparently.
Ah, good.
Because when you do it, you do it first because you've been challenged, and then you challenge other people to do it.
Yep.
Well, this one individual got challenged to do it. He happened to be also wanted by the police, but he still did the video and posted it on Facebook. And a tipster said, "Hey, will this help you find him?" Yes, it did. Thank you very much.
That's good. What's in the bucket, Chris?
In honor of that, I would like to say that we are now going to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and we would like to challenge everybody in this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
That's it.
There we go.
Go out there and video yourselves taking the ice.
Are you ready for this, John?
I'm ready. Go.
Apparently, they told us that throwing ice water over the microphone and such might not be a good idea. So there's no actual ice water in here, but the challenge is still there. If you're on the lineup this week, or even if you're not, if you're wanted for something, post a video of yourself on Facebook and let us know about it. That's all we have for this week. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.